Hello all and welcome back to Rank Masters, the show on the internet where we criticize lists. That's the whole thing. That's the gimmick. You know what you're here for by now. It's season 3. Hi, I'm Seth and this is
Trace.
Yeah, that's Trace. We're here. We are the critics of the internet list, where we go through top 10 lists or top 5 lists or top 27 lists as we had one time. We just go through whatever list we find and just talk bullshit.
Sometimes it's not even a ranked list when we just.
Sometimes it's just a random list, yeah.
Because we just want to talk about it.
But that's not how it's happening this time. This time I have an actual ranked list from a website that we're all too familiar with. But before we get into that, Trace, how are you? How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Yesterday, I decided that I was just going to stay in bed mostly.
Mood.
And then eat some snacks. And then I was like, maybe I shouldn't do this. And then I went to the gym. And sure enough, that did make me feel better.
Yay!
So, I have to
Working
get out
out
of the old habit.
It helps. I get it, you know?
Oh, yeah. I have to get out of the old habit of when I feel depressed that I want to just stay in bed. And maybe I should just force myself to get up and get a little active. So my tip for people out there, especially fat bitches like me, maybe like working out isn't as bad as we were always considering it to be.
Working out can sometimes be good for your health and physical, mental. No, I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
No.
Brains and bodies like being active. That's true. I'm doing all right. I've been a little ups and downs, a little bit of a funk, but we're grooving through it all. I've been looking forward to this episode because we've been trying to get this recorded for a while, and we've just constantly had like interruptions and things stopping us. And literally right before we were start recording this today, my power went out.
Your power goes out.
So I'm a little worried that might happen again this time. If that happens during the episode, I will shit. But we're here right now.
Well, that's like when I sometimes I hate the internet provider that I'm on.
Yes.
And the other day,
is it who I think it is?
And of course it's who you
Okay,
is.
of course it is.
The worst internet provider in this area.
Mm-hmm.
But so I had like a full day of interviews lined up that I had to do and all this stuff. And then all of a sudden I get a notification on my phone that's like, your power will be out until 3 p.m. And I'm like, it is currently 9:30 a.m.
No!
What are you talking about? So I had to work off of a hotspot all
Holy
day
cow.
that day. And I was like, thank God I had just renewed like my hotspot phone, because I was running pretty low on data not too long before that. So I was like, thank God. But now this entire month, I don't have any data because I used it all in that one day for hotspot.
Yeah, that's rough. I'm sorry.
So that sucks. That's what I get for using a prepaid phone plan, because normally it's great because it's super cheap and I don't have any contracts.
They are in fact cheap.
But sometimes it really messes with you.
I can imagine, yeah, that's gonna suck. But hey, good news is as long as you don't need to text or call anybody for the remainder of the next month, which, knowing what's on the docket for this next month, you might need to, actually.
Luckily, phone data is not affected. I can still call people.
Oh, okay. It's just internet data?
Yeah, internet data, and sometimes texting also slows, which is weird. I don't know. Completely weird thing. I can normally call people no matter what.
Odd.
Whatever. If I get into an emergency, at least 911 is always available.
That's true, yeah.
All the time.
Let's hope that we don't have any emergencies at the big events that's coming up this month. But for now, we'll ignore that big event.
Are we being coy about what big event is coming up this month?
That's true. We don't really have any need to, because we talked about it last year.
Yeah. I mean, whatever.
Hi.
How about, okay, people, you just wonder what that is. Let's get into the list.
If only the true fans who've been watching us for more than a year know exactly what happens this time of year that we're both going to. But ignoring that, let's get into the list. Yeah, I have a list here from the top 10s, as usual.
Beautiful,
I love the top 10.
wonderful.
My favorite
love the
site,
top 10s.
because it's community built. It's just a bunch of people get together and develop the worst bullshit imaginable. And they have comments. I love the comments function of it. But I found a list of the top 10 weakest Pokemon.
Another Pokemon list. We have to have at least one every single season. Because
We have many every single season. We love Pokemon here.
I love Pokemon. You love Pokemon.
Yeah.
The audience loves Pokemon. It's just, you know what? The weakest Pokemon? Like, in what way?
That's the hard part. All it says is the title's weakest Pokemon. It's up to the community of the top 10s to try and figure out what the fuck that means. And that's why I was thinking about this, because I'm currently working on a video in where I play through Pokemon Mystery Dungeon with two very, very weak Pokemon. And I was curious where they were on this list. And I found at least one of them. almost immediately. So it's exciting.
Okay.
But yeah, looking through this, I think it's like the worst Pokemon to have on your team. Like
on your team.
Yes. So like if you were playing Pokemon, you would not want to have a team with these Pokemon unless it's like a very, very specific niche.
Okay. Interesting. I can think of at least one Pokemon that's probably going to be on this list.
I want you right now to name what you think are you get to pick 5 Pokemon, and I want you to I want to find out where they are and if you can get the top 3 of like you have 5 chances to pick the top 3.
5 chances,
and you won't know until we get to the end of the list.
Goddamn. Okay, let me think about this because I know one that I'm like, okay, this has to be on the list, and that's Sunkern. Then thinking, I'm
not going to confirm or deny anything until we get to that point in the list. Like we're going to read through this list one by one, and you're going to have to
like some baby forms, and you're probably thinking like Igglybuff, Cleffa.
I'm not thinking anything. I was not a contributor to this list.
The hypothetical okay, like the people who are on this list. So Sunkern, Igglybuff, Cleffa. Let me throw in like a random one in there. Toxel. I don't know if this list is that new, but let's throw in Toxel in there because that's a baby form that's new.
So I do see, I see very, very recent Pokemon on the list in general, but I do think because it is community done, most of the votes are going to be by people who know older Pokemon gens. I'll tell you that.
Okay, and then I'm thinking maybe, well, I've done so much Gen 2 in this.
That's true.
Which, honestly, overall, probably the weakest generation. I'm sorry, Gen 2.
Gen 2 is pretty weak. Yeah, you're right.
But you kind of just threw in a bunch of weak Pokemon. Great designs, I think, but kind of weak. So for my last Pokemon, I'm going to try to stay out of Gen 2. And I'm going to go with a Pokemon that is absolutely horrid to train. Fuck, and it just left my mind. Fuck it. I'm gonna choose something else.
Completely different one.
I know. I'm gonna choose Cherubi.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna keep that list in my head. We're gonna go through this then.
Okay.
Would you like to start at top 10? Number 10.
Let's go. What's number 10?
Number 10 on this list is one of the Pokemon that I'm doing this video on, or the video I'm working on, Slackoth.
Okay.
Truant fucking sucks. I hate Truant so much.
But does Slackoth actually have Truant to begin with? Because I thought
yes.
They don't get Truant until because it's Vigoroth.
Yep, so Vigoroth is in the middle, who does not have Truant, and then he gets it back at Slacking, and I'm like, come on.
Okay,
I would understand it if it was just Slacking and if Slackoth had like a different one, but like, I get conceptually why they did that. I fucking hate it. I'm so mad at this.
I wonder if they're gonna go a little bit meta here. Can I add a 6th Pokemon?
Go for it.
Just for like a wild card.
Pop off, Queen.
I wonder if they're going to include Regigigas just because of the slow start ability.
I don't know. Okay, I see where you're coming from. Slow start does wear off eventually, though.
Yeah, after 5 turns, but in most competitive play, at 5 turns, you're done. Like if you have
that's fair.
A weakness for 5 turns that is so debilitating, that Pokemon's already out of the game.
That's true. So, that is true.
Like, that's why I'm like, are they going to go like meta with it? But one of the fun things when we were in Galar, Gen 8, God, we have so many gens now, I can't remember off the top of my head most of what the gens are. But and when we were in Galar, one of my favorite strategies was doing Galarian Weezing and Regigigas. Which, if anyone ever watched me stream Pokemon for like the 1 month
yeah, you were not streaming for long, but it was fun when you were.
No, that was the team that I was using most of the time when I was streaming the ranked ladder in Galar was Regigigas and Galarian Weezing core, because with Galarian Weezing's ability you got rid of slow start, so it was just like a powerful first start.
Okay, that is pretty cool.
Normally, I'm sorry, this one's for my real Pokemon competitive heads.
If you know what you're talking about, Trace is here for you. If you don't, I'm here. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'm here to be a voice of reason for the common person.
Yeah, because like my favorite team structures are usually the ones where you like are very aggressive and quick. That's why in Magic, I really like to play red-green a lot of times, just because it's so aggressive. So also my Magic heads out there. Okay, sorry. Go ahead. What do we say about Slack Off?
I mean, I'm looking through the comments here. There aren't two like notable comments here. One of them just says his ability Truant combined with his low speed makes him horrible. You can use Protect every time he attacks, and on the turns when Truant activates, you can use a stat boost on yourself. That's like going against Slack Off, which is kind of interesting here. Maybe they were going at it from a different perspective. But it's like there's one comment that says in anime he beat Pikachu. And you know what? I guess that is true. That is objectively true.
Beat Pikachu. I think so. I don't know. I think Hoenn was probably my favorite anime, like my Pokemon anime when I was a kid.
Fair.
Like Advanced Battle. Does anyone remember the theme song for that? Holy shit! Probably
I need to go
Pokemon
back and
theme song.
re-listen to Gen 3 music again because it's been a while. I don't think I've listened to Gen 3 music like actively since.
Are you talking about the game or are you talking about the anime? Because I'm talking about the theme song from the Advanced Battle anime.
I was talking about the game, but I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, you're right. The anime
I mean, the game music from Gen 3 is also wonderful. Every time I hear a Gen 3 song, I can instantly know. I'm like, okay, that's Hoenn. But yeah, no, the theme song for Advanced Battle, the anime. Oh my god, I remember being so when I was a kid. I didn't have a computer in my home because, you know, we lived out in the middle of nowhere. It was super expensive to get a computer.
Yeah.
You just didn't have one. So I would have to go to my grandma and grandpa's house if I ever wanted to be on the internet. And there's a bunch of stories about this happening. And I always felt so bad, though, because I would go over to my grandma and grandpa's house, and I felt like I had to spend time with them for at least an hour before I asked if I could play on their computer. So I would go over, I'd spend an hour with them watching whatever was on RFD TV or whatever.
RFD? I've never heard of that. RFD
Never heard of
TV?
RFD TV?
No. What is that?
That's like the quintessential farmer, like.
Well, that's why.
Program. But so I've actually been on RFD TV because every year at the national convention, like the FFA national convention that I was in, established on this podcast, and I got to walk across the national stage, and it's streamed on RFD TV.
Okay.
So my grandparents were able to see me on TV on RFD TV as I walked across the national stage to receive
that is really
award
sweet, actually.
that I got in national FFA.
That's adorable.
And anyone in FFA knows how hard it is to get a national award, so praise me in the comments.
Hallelujah.
But anyway, so back to my story. I remember going over to my grandma and grandpa's house and getting on the computer and listening to Pokemon theme song compilations so much.
Yeah,
But
that's fair.
But there was this one time when I was doing this, and on the side, there was like this one that was like, Pokemon I'm Blue Davadi.
Huh?
And so I click on it, and it's someone. I have never been able to find this audio again, mostly because I really haven't looked into it, but this is like
That's fair.
a core memory that's been unlocked. That, like, I clicked on it, and it was someone who had created a cover of Eiffel 47, Eiffel 64,
The I'm Blue
Eiffel
song,
something.
that one.
The I'm Blue song.
Yeah.
But they had made it Pokemon.
Now I want to hear this. Now I'm genuinely really curious how this goes.
I could be completely misremembering and just thinking it was Pokemon because it was like a Pokemon Well, it wasn't even animated. It was just a Pokemon music video with like
They would just have a slideshow. Oh, I love those.
It was a slideshow of Pokemon.
I love those though. Those
Like,
are so
this
much fun.
Old YouTube, and so for the longest time, the I'm Blue song had a Pokemon connotation to me. I was like, oh yeah, the Pokemon song, right? And people would be like, what are you talking about?
That's so good. That's so good. Holy shit.
Okay.
Now, if you ever find this, please send it to me. Please send this video to me.
I'm going to be looking for this because,
of course.
oh my god.
As you should be. Oh my god. That was wild. And we talk about, I don't know how Slack Off related to that, aside from just you looking up the Gen 3, the anime theme song.
Well, I was like, I loved the compilations of the theme songs because I just wanted to hear the theme songs and nothing else for live.
Yeah.
Like, Johto Journeys was really good. Advanced Battle was great. The Sinnoh one, I can't remember exactly what that season was called.
I don't remember what it was called,
the opening Sinnoh one was... I didn't appreciate it in my younger times, but now looking back, it is better.
That's fair. That happens from time to time. All right, shall we move on to list number 9?
Yes, please.
Number 9 on this list surprised me. It's Wurmple. It's the god Wurmple.
The god Wurmple? What do you mean the god? What is that?
Sorry, that's a my community reference. The very first time I did the randomizer, Groudon was Wurmple. So there's a whole cutscene in Mystery Dungeon where Groudon like intimidatedly walks up to you and roars right in your face, and it's just Wurmple. And I died of laughing, and I cannot think of Wurmple in any way other than that now.
Well, that's like the Twitch plays Pokemon. Like
it's Helix Fossil, exactly.
Yeah. Also, sorry, I'm currently trying to sell shit on Facebook, and I have someone coming today to pick up something.
If you get distracted and need to like sell something, tell me if I could pause.
No, actually, eagle-eyed viewers of this podcast may see the thing that's missing that's about to be sold in this room. Oh yeah, because it used to sit right there.
I don't remember what was on top of the shelf.
Yeah, it's gonna be gone because I don't need it anymore. I'm
Let
downsizing.
Me pull up the last episode.
No, you can't.
I'm cheating, you motherfucker.
Episode to cheat. But that's getting sold today, and actually, I think I'm making a profit on it because I bought it for $5 and I'm selling it for $10. So
oh my god, I love that. That's good.
I'm doubling my investment
fantastic
on this. But no, Wurmple, I love
cheating my ass off. Come on, where the fuck is this video file?
Like. Beautifly was one of my favorite Pokemon for the longest time because I thought Beautifly was better than Butterfree. And there was so many Butterfree girlies when I was growing up. I was like, no, I'm going to be different. Beautifly for me. That's the real Butterfly Pokemon. But no, I mean, yeah, Wurmple's weak. I get it.
Wurmple's pretty weak, yeah.
It is.
I agree with you. I do like Beautifly. Beautifly is pretty. Wurmple, I'm going to look at some of their comments here. It says, Wurmple is weak. We all know that. The forest Pokemon are terrible. Only Butterfree is quite good. It uses String Shot, Harden, and is so annoying. The attack is horrible. It cannot KO my Pokemon.
Why Butterfree? See, even they're bringing up Butterfree.
Yeah, I don't get it. People haven't.
Shut up.
I wonder if it's an anime thing. I wonder if people really like Butterfree because of the episode Bye Bye Butterfree.
I mean, yeah, but also it is the first Butterfly Pokemon, so it was a lot of people who played Gen 1 are like, oh yeah, that was like a lot of people. That was the first Pokemon that they caught was a Caterpie. What was that reaction for?
I saw a comment. Say what you're saying. I'll get to the comment when you're done.
Oh, I was just gonna say, it's like that was a lot of people's first Pokemon to catch. Was they went in, they caught a Caterpie.
Yeah.
And just like Ash Ketchum, it was their first Pokemon.
It was, and then he let him go.
Yeah.
He's no longer Ash Ketchum. He's Ash Release him. That doesn't.
No.
no, that doesn't work very well.
And now he's off being gay with his pink queer femme boyfriend.
Fair. But yeah, anyway, while you were talking, I saw one of the comments, and I feel like this needs to be, it's not just one comment, it's two comments, because one of them is a direct response to it. And I'm going to take you on a little story as I read these.
Oh, okay.
The first one's very short. It says, worse than Weedle and Caterpie, I would shoot it with an AK-47.
Interesting. Okay.
And the response is, so what I'm getting from your comment is that your Pokemon team is too stupid, pathetic, weak, and generally not thought out well that you not only lose, but in losing you are so petty that you shoot the poor living breathing creature. Just my take on it, though.
Okay, some interesting leaps of logic.
This site scares me sometimes.
The internet scares me sometimes because like there's that famous tweet that everyone does is like, you'll say that I love pancakes and someone will be like,
so you fucking hate waffles?
Yeah. Like that is just the internet, as people are so ready to assume that because you like one thing, you hate another thing.
Yeah, but I mean, in this case, they are blatantly saying that they hate Wurmple.
But how does that translate to being a sore loser and also like assigning morality to it? Like,
I don't
just
know.
Being hyperbolic on the internet.
It was a wild interaction. I'm bewildered by what I saw here, and I feel like I needed to share. This is the top 10s for you. If you've never been to the website thetop10s.com, I highly recommend going and just finding clicking on a random list, because there's going to be some batshit crazy comments in it. That's just how it is.
What were those comments that we were like the first top 10s that we went on?
I do not remember. I said I'd make a shirt of it and I forgot.
There's like Goon.
It was something about like Poseidon, and then some complete nonsense.
And then there was like something about stealing chocolate. No, that was a different one, wasn't it?
That was a different episode. You know what?
I'm gonna episode.
Trace, on our way to the event that we're not mentioning, because for some reason I'm deciding to be elusive, we should listen to some of those early episodes and try to find whatever that quote was.
Oh my god, I don't know if I can stand listening to myself again. Because normally what I do is I record it and then I'll sometimes listen to it again.
Fair.
And then I don't want to listen to it for a third time. Are you kidding me?
I like listening to old things, like things that I've forgotten about, like my old videos, the old podcast episodes. They were good times, and I remember having a good time, so I don't remember the specifics. And it's nice to remind myself of those, you know?
That's true.
It's like watching home videes, you know?
Yeah, you're right. Maybe in like 20 years, you and I we'll get together for a reunion episode. And we'll just listen to some.
Bold of you to imply this podcast won't still be going just naturally in 20 years.
I don't know. I mean,
I think we can make it. I think we can make it.
Maybe it will be, and maybe we just do a special like director's cut like commentary of the first few episodes, and then release them to home DVD.
I mean, we were going to do something along those lines, or just kind of like reviewing some of our previous episodes at the 1 year anniversary, and then life happened and we couldn't do that. But that happens. That's just life for you. No one, anyone who clicked on this for Pokemon, it does not care. The real girlies are the people who've been with us since the beginning.
The real girlies are the ones who've been here for everything.
We've had a lot of episodes. I'm still blown away by the fact that Tankster Mokume made that fan art in our last episode. I can't say last week because we're uploading every other week now.
Yeah, but the last episode, that beautiful fan art.
It was great. That was so much fun.
That they included my beautiful.
You better not sell that. You better keep that with you wherever you go
that's
next.
Staying.
Good.
That's like the one poster that I want to keep with me.
Hell yeah.
Because the show X-Files was just something that I got so obsessed with, and then I forced our mutual friend, I forced her to watch it with me so many times, and now it's become a part of like this podcast, and it's just something that I've had, and I don't want to get rid of it.
How have we not done an episode involving X-Files specifically?
I mean, we've done Alien episodes.
Yeah, but not X-Files episodes, you know? And I've never seen X-Files, so it would be just like the Naruto episode.
I mean,
except I might actually be interested.
I don't think you understand. So that string of words that string of letters that I sent to you to show that I was on Discord, Yamanamanaka, is a Naruto thing. So no, come back,
Trace.
Come back,
Trace.
I want to tell you what it means. Yamanamanaka is a technique of bringing a different dimension to you. So I said it because I was trying to bring your dimension to my dimension. You see?
I think this is the last episode of Rank Masters. I think we can't go on.
We can't beef anymore. We've made up.
We've made up and made up, but we're beefing again. Fuck it.
No.
We thought it was over. No, season 3, it's even worse.
I know. It's Naruto caused all of our marital problems. So
fair.
This is why we're getting divorced.
This is why we're getting divorced because of Naruto. You know what? Fair. Moving on. Number 8. Are you ready?
Number 8.
How do you pronounce this Pokemon's name? Is it Delibird or Delivered? Delivered. I can't pronounce it the other way.
I always say Delibird. It took me until I think on this podcast is when I had the realization that it was delivered.
Yeah, because it delivers things.
Yeah,
I always called it deli bird because I just like to imagine that in its sack it has a bunch of like deli meat because I like sandwiches.
No, I mean Delibird is great. Also, like shout out them seeing that the design of Delibird was too good to just let rot on this creature that it has here.
That's true.
And they decided to create, what the hell is its name? Iron Bundle?
Iron Bundle's pretty cute. I do like Iron Bundle.
Which has been used to be, still kind of somewhat is a force in.
Yeah, it was big and competitive for a while.
Oh yeah, because like it had amazing speed. It was able to do speed control by using Icy Wind. I hated it because I couldn't get my hands on it very easily because I got Pokemon Scarlet, which like great. I had Flutter Mane. Yeah, Flutter Mane.
Flutter Mane's also pretty. I do like Flutter Mane. Like design-wise.
Oh, me too. I honestly, Miss Magius is one of my favorite Pokemon.
She's pretty. Yeah.
Is pretty high up there too. I guess shout out Johto for that one. I shit on Johto in the earlier part.
Yeah,
I said great
Johto's
designs.
got some good designs. Not many, but some.
No, they've got a lot of great designs. They don't have very powerful Pokemon.
I moved my camera recently, and I didn't realize what it's on right now is very not stable. Like every time I laugh, like my camera shakes. I might need to find a better place for that camera.
It's shaky cam.
Shaky Cam Tuesday. Even though the episode's releasing on Wednesday.
No, I mean, Delibird is great. It's got one move that can really do damage.
Yeah.
And that's only part of the time. And the other part of the time is it heals the thing that it sends the gift to. So it's a very gimmick Pokemon at a time when we didn't have a lot of Pokemon, so it was weird to have a gimmick.
It was strange to have it that early on. Yeah, like if that were like a Gen 9 Pokemon or something, I would expect that. That seems normal for that. But
like it felt like a running out of ideas Pokemon.
It really did.
You just made something jokey. But it's still a great
design. In Gen 2, that should tell you something. I do like the design. It was just very gimmicky in terms of the actual gameplay. Yeah, you're right. And I'm looking through the comments here. It says he only learns one move naturally and has a chance to heal the opponent. Another awful Pokemon that is way too weak to ever be considered competitive. And it says technically it can learn more than present through TM's HM's egg moves, but it doesn't help it all that much in battle. Honestly, these comments aren't too aggressive. Most of these comments are pretty fine.
People are very respectful towards Delibird.
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, he sucks, but he's cute though. So
yeah.
We're going to be nice to Delibird.
There's one comment here that says all the others rock, but not this one. And I assume it's talking about all the others on this list rock, but not Delibird. But it doesn't specify. And I think that's kind of funny.
Interesting. It is a little strange that it is weaker than Wurmple.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
That's fine. There's going to be some strange things on this list. Like, I guarantee you number 3 is going to surprise you.
It's going to rock my socks off.
Top 10 weakest Pokemon. Number 3 will shock you. Except genuinely number 3 is going to be quite surprising. I'm looking ahead at it right now. I wasn't expecting that answer. But moving on, number 7. Weedle. What do you think of Weedle, Trace?
I don't know why Gen 1 had to have 2 caterpillar Pokemon.
Yeah, it really wasn't necessary, was it?
It really just was not necessary. Like, you had 151 slots to work with. One of those was a secret little slot that wasn't really in the game, but was in the game.
It was added in, like, last minute before games started getting shipped out.
So, but you chose 2 of those to be caterpillars. Yep. Which, frankly, this is going to be controversial.
I'm waiting. What's the controversy? We're getting flamed on Twitter right now. And you haven't even said it yet.
I don't like caterpillars that much.
That's not that controversial, actually. I mean, you are an animal lover in general, but I feel like that's not uncommon to dislike caterpillars, you know?
I think they're fine. Like, I interact with them when I see them sometimes, but really, I don't like their little mouths. Sorry. There's something about little tiny mouths.
Yeah, that's true.
The magnifying lens, like picture taking people, like the zoom lens.
Oh yeah, macro lenses.
Yeah, for some reason I could not remember the word macro.
No, it's okay. You're a photographer. It's okay. You're not expected to know words.
Yeah, literally like one of the things. Anyway, I think those were a detriment to my psyche.
Yeah.
Because, like, also another thing, snails. I used to love snails, but then I saw a picture of their mouths, and now, like, I get a little creeped out when I hold a snail.
That's fair. Yeah, it's hard to think about things having mouths because everything has to eat, and most things need to demolish the things that they eat in order to eat them, and that's a weird thing to think about. And when you realize how it works, what?
I said most things are masticating.
I don't know what that word means, and I'm worried to ask.
It just means chewing.
I'm going to kill you and then kill you again.
You're telling me you've never heard of the word masticate?
No! Why does it sound like that? That sounds like okay.
Why does it sound so similar to a different word?
Yes, that is the question now, isn't it?
No, I thought of a joke the other day.
Proud of you.
Good job. That was like, I can't go to college because I get jealous of the headmaster title. Like, that was something I was working on because I want to be the headmaster. Like,
you want to be a headmaster?
Yeah.
Of what?
I want to be the master of head.
Oh. Best head in the Midwest, I see.
Yeah, so I'm workshopping it. It's not quite there yet. There's little details I need to rearrange, but there's something there.
There's something there. I see the joke you're going for.
Yeah,
one of my friends, I have a friend who genuinely does call themselves the best head in the Midwest, and like they hold that title proudly. And I don't know how to feel about it, but I feel like you need to have a competition.
I was like,
they'll be at FWA.
I don't think they've met me. No. No, so yeah, things have to masticate.
I hate that term. I hate that term so much.
You're telling me that you weren't reading like a science book in middle school and saw the word masticate and then just started using it all the time to piss off your teachers?
I didn't pay attention. I learned no vocabulary in middle school.
Oh my god. I used to read my brother's like a high school, college science book because I thought it was so interesting.
Fair.
And yeah, no, I distinctly remember learning the word masticate and deciding I'm going to use that all the time just to piss off my teachers.
Fair. Yeah, meanwhile in middle school, I was more focused on like observing people and why us here in like the Midwest, we'd say things like, yeah, no, like you just did. Like that's the weirdest thing about us as Midwesterners is that we say yeah, no, and no, yeah, but also that we have the yeah, no, yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck? If you're not from the Midwest, that means nothing to you.
I just about fucking said that again.
Exactly. I do that all. And like, I'm at the point where like I work at a call center with people calling in from all across the United States and even sometimes out of country. And I have to stop myself from using those little Midwesterners. And I'm like, I hate this so much. It is so hard.
No, really. Like, I don't know. I don't
Midwestern really is a different type of English. It's not the same language.
Well, I mean, like everything has its own little isms. Is ism the word I'm looking for there?
We all have a little bit of ism.
Yeah, I mean that's literally why I was like, is that the word I'm looking for? Or am I thinking of tism?
No, isms is the right word for it. Yeah, I know what you were going for.
Mannerisms.
Yes,
is that where that comes from?
Yeah, I think so. Mannerisms.
Well, because like I was over in Boston hanging out and there was a person there that like grew up in Scranton, if you don't know, is where Joe Biden is from. Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Why do you have that just off the top of your dome? Why do you just know that?
Where Joe Biden's from?
Yeah. Why would you care that much about our president? Trace, you need to care a little bit less. Hot take.
I literally like following the news is my job.
Yeah. How much news is there about Scranton, Pennsylvania?
Well, apparently, according to Vox Media, it is the worst accent in the United States. So it's also like a Harvard study of the unhappiest place in the United States.
Holy shit.
Yeah, like there's a lot of things coming up that's just shitting all over Scranton, Pennsylvania.
God damn. Is that why Biden's like that?
Yeah, probably. That's probably exactly why Biden is like that.
Fair.
But no, yeah, like.
Anyway, should we move on?
I'm not gonna be able to say that shit without thinking of it now.
Say what? Masticate?
I literally just said no.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
I do that, and then I also do a thing where I have like a really positive term, and then I follow it up immediately with okay. It's like whenever I'm on a phone, I say fantastic, okay, and then we just like I don't know why I do that, but like that's another Midwesternism I've noticed. I'm like, I hate this. Being from a regional area and having a specific dialect and trying to talk to people who are not from that area and don't know you're there is hard.
So I went back to where I grew up.
Nice. Good job. I'm proud of you.
I'm not going to say the location. It's just it was in Colorado.
In the Marianas Trench.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I noticed like a lot of people there say "and stuff and things"
And stuff and things. Yeah, that's another common one.
to end their sentence, and it's like super common, like to the point that it got annoying that they were ending almost every sentence with that. Like I was listening to my uncle speak and he was trying to tell a story and he kept on going and stuff and things, and like I'm just like, stop
Stop.
we get it,
Stop
we get it.
saying that, uncle.
There's always stuff and things
There's
that's
always
attached.
Look, I love being things and I love getting stuffed, but like, stop it.
What's the next on the list? What's the next?
Metapod. You think we're gonna escape the sex jokes?
Metapod. What is sexy about Metapod?
Harden.
Oh.
Did you forget about that? But yeah, going from one caterpillar Pokemon to the evolution of another. Yeah, Metapod is number 6 on this list for some reason.
I get why people don't like Metapod. That was aggravating when I
It was
played
pretty
Kanto
aggravating,
games,
yeah.
And you get to Metapod, and if you just catch a straight up Metapod and all it knows is Harden, you're like, this is gonna be the most aggravating bitch to level up.
Yeah. Like if you evolve him like into Metapod, then yes, you at least have that initial base set of moves and then you could go from there. Trying to evolve a caught Metapod is fucking hard.
Torture.
It is torture.
Does anyone remember the Harden battle that happened in the anime?
I do, yes. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Why?
So good. I wish that's how the games actually were. It's just silly ass battles.
That would be
having
fun.
Being able to like tell your Pokemon to dodge. Oh my god.
Yes. Yeah, imagine if Pokemon weren't inherently turn-based. Like if that's what they tried to do in Legends Arceus and it didn't work out very well, but
it's a little turn-based, but like there's also,
no, I don't
it's
know.
also quick time turn-based. I don't know what you would call it. But
I'm going to say something very controversial. I kind of like what the battle system is in Pokemon Go. Like, I don't play Pokemon Go very often, but like the fact that it's a cooldown timer and you can use that move as often as it's off cooldown, that makes more sense to me. I feel like that's more engaging.
I don't know. I like turn-based because it's definitely more sit down and think about strategy.
I don't like thinking.
I do. I think that's why I keep on going back to Pokemon Competitive, is because
Fair.
When there's something that I can intensely think about, I can shut off all the rest of the shit that's going on.
Oh, that makes sense.
And stuff and things. Anyway, no, I used to be such an annoying little shit because I'd convince my brother. I'd convince my brother to play Pokemon with me, like go out and play pretend Pokemon, like in the yard. When you were kids and you played pretend.
Yeah. That's what Pokemon was based on inherently, is just going out in the wild and just exploring with the bugs. I think maybe that's why there's 2 different Caterpillar Pokemon in Gen 1.
Because of bugs?
Because of bugs.
Based on bugs.
Bugs. People like bugs.
But apparently I don't. But
that's your fault, skill issue.
So I would convince my brother to go out and like play pretend Pokemon with me. And then we'd have pretend Pokemon battles. And all the fucking time I would say, oh, dodge it. And I'd be like, no, it didn't hit because I said dodge it.
No, it didn't hit, yeah. You were one of the sassy guys who just say literally anything you want goes on the playground and you just have to roll with it. Like, I have an anti-flamethrower shield.
Yes, but with Pokemon. Like, my brother would
Pokemon.
be like, Lucario, use Aura Sphere. And I'd be like, dodge it. And then he'd be like, you can't say dodge it every time. And I was like, I can, because my Pokemon is fast, so I can dodge anything you throw at me. Like, annoying ass kid shit. I can sometimes understand why my brother didn't want to play with me when I was a kid.
The grand revelations on this podcast here today.
Well, I mean, this is gonna be sad, but don't think of it as a sad thing, viewer. I played alone a lot as a kid because I had a lot of interests that the other country kids weren't interested in, like Bakugan, Beyblade, Pokemon. Not a lot of the other kids around me were into that. Like, I would have to wait until I went to like a sporting event for the school before I was able to finally talk with some kids that liked Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
And usually it was only Pokemon because Pokemon was just so massive.
Pokemon was popular, but none of the others were.
Yeah, not to that level. So like when I got really into Bakugan, I was alone. Mm-hmm. I never got to play Bakugan with anyone else except my brother and my mom. Ah, man, when they tell you you should go live out in the country because it's beautiful, just think about the isolation you're putting your kids through.
It really is isolating out there for sure.
Your nerdy ass kids, they're not going to be able to play Pokemon with people. How does that make you feel?
I mean, it's great if your kids are expecting a kind of Smallville environment. If they like sports, being out in the country could work for them.
Yeah, if
they're
they really
nerds,
like sports,
it's gonna suck. They're gonna have a miserable first 18 years of their life.
Unless you are willing to drive the hours to go to the city. Like, I was this close to convincing my mom to take me to a Beyblade tournament. And I was like, I'm going to call them, Mom. I'm going to see what you need to do. And we're going to drive like 3 fucking hours to get over there. And we'll just have a day of it. And I called and they were like, yeah, just a reminder, like this is an age restricted event. This is like 8 to 12 year olds. And I think like I was 13, like I just missed it. And I was like,
no,
sorry. I was like, Mom, I can't go. And like, so I never got to participate in a Beyblade tournament, even though I really, really wanted to as a kid.
We need to have Beyblade tournaments at cons. Just to organize one.
No, they do. They exist.
Oh, hell yeah. That rules.
Like, did you not know that?
No.
Like, there is I guess it's not thriving, but there's a good Beyblade.
They're thriving.
in furry spaces.
Yeah.
And because there was one at A&E, which I didn't get to go to because I was vending.
Oh, yeah. I forget about that.
Yeah. But, you know, I'm sure there's going to be another one sometime coming up. So, it is what it is.
Tis what tis. Moving on. One of your guesses.
One of my guesses?
One of the things you guessed is right now on number 5.
Oh, all right. Which one is it?
Number 5 on this list. The 5th weakest Pokemon is Sunkern.
What? No, okay. That's like, statistically, I'm pretty sure it's still number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think it is still the lowest base stat total out of any Pokemon in the game, and if it's not anymore, it is sure goddamn close to it. So why is it at number 5?
That's a good question. I have no idea. This one has a lot of controversy. I don't know why I said that. Controversy. I'm looking through the comments. Sunkern has 79 comments.
Are there some shooters out there for Sunkern? Like,
I'm just gonna look through some of the top ones right here, because this one I'm gonna have to censor myself because it has a word I can't say, but okay. It says, yes, it's the weakest Pokemon by stats, but in Black and White there was this place where you could find them, and there was this other Pokemon there that gave out some of the best experience in the game. So I hate Sunkerns, and they are the most blank, stupid little Pokemon ever. I have no clue what that just said. I feel like that was incoherent. It was the R word.
Oh.
Yeah. Some people are fine saying it. I'm not. I'm still not there yet.
I still don't think it's...
That's the term that I'm not going to try and reclaim.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think that's...
Yeah, no. Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of people pointing out how it's technically the weakest Pokemon in the world with the lowest base stat total of any Pokemon, and being the worst type grass with 5 weaknesses. I'm surprised that's not higher on the list. Yeah, people like you.
Yeah. Exactly.
Knowing what's higher on the list, I'm also a little surprised.
Right above it, Regigigas.
Fair.
Weaker than Sunkern, Regigigas.
That's fair. One of these has, it will make you cry like no tomorrow trying to kill something, although Magikarp are painful to raise too. Why did you bring that up? That has nothing to do with Sunkern.
Oh, why did I not fucking say Magikarp?
I'm a little surprised you didn't say Magikarp, actually, yeah.
That's like such a stereotypical, like, weakest Pokemon that people say all the time. And like, when you're crowdsourcing lists like this,
you have to go with stereotypes.
Stereotypical, yeah. Oh my god, you're right. I should have said Magikarp.
Well, no worries. We're gonna continue on with this list. Are you ready for number 4?
Yeah, what's number 4?
Number 4 is Caterpie.
Gen 1 bugs are weak. We get it.
Yes, right? We know, but like, why is it? It's not weaker than Sunkern.
You know what? Did you ever watch those animated, like? Maybe I've brought this up before,
I've never watched anything before in my life.
Okay.
So no.
These had such a big like effect on my life as a kid that I feel like I've had to have brought these up before. But when I was back watching those Pokemon music videos,
Sure.
I stumbled upon another type of video, and it was like these drawn little animations of Pokemon, and like it was just full of jokes that I thought were hilarious. But I remember when they were reanimating Ash catching Caterpie, the Caterpie would go, Caterpie, Caterpie, yeah.
Wait, actually, yes, I do think I've seen that. What you're describing didn't remind me, but that specifically I do remember.
Yeah, and I think I probably showed you it sometime.
You might have.
I try to show everyone these things.
That's fair.
And but and then like Pikachu zaps it with a thunderbolt and then it disintegrates, and Ash is like, you killed it. It's just so it's like such early 2000s kid humor. But still, the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen is when they're chasing Team Rocket and their balloon is Will Smith.
Yes, the Pokemon parodies. You have shown me these. These are from 2006.
Yeah, only the first two are like the only ones I remember. Anything that they've ever made after that, I just don't give a shit. Right?
That's fair. The first thing that happens when you Google Caterpie, yeah, is a 1 hour compilation of just that. Of just Caterpie, yeah, for 1 hour.
I mean, it's so iconic, but then there's like the Pikachu that goes, Pikachu. And they're like, then they sing Fruit Salad for some reason. If you haven't watched the Pokemon parody videos, at least the first one, go out and watch it. There's like just some iconic things that happen in there that just...
I'm going to send you something on Discord that you need to see just for emotion purposes, because I think this is beautiful. I'm trying
to... earrings?
Those are like key. I think they are earrings with Caterpie, yeah, written on them. And I think that's really funny. It says this item can be converted to clip-on or changed to any other type of hardware. It is in fact an earring. That's fascinating, and it's so goofy, and I love it. Okay, that's kind of cute.
Apparently it was iconic to other people. I wonder if we'll find I'm blue dabba dee dabba die with like a Pikachu face, because other people were super
blue Pokemon. Hold on, now I'm searching this now.
I mean, it has to
there's an Ash Greninja AMV.
Okay, no, it's definitely not that.
I think it's a little too early for that. I'm blue de Eiffel 65 parody version Pokemon. It's all French though. I'm guessing that's not... Honestly, I'm going to send you the link. You'll have to check it out afterwards, see if it is.
That might be it. I don't know.
For the thumbnail is literally just a picture of Brawl Pikachu stands up, and I love it.
I don't remember that, but I don't know. I'm going to search for it because I have to. I have to find it. There's whatever. Anyway.
Whatever. Okay.
Caterpie's great. Caterpie's iconic. Caterpie's weak as fucking hell. I get it.
Yeah. Anywho, moving on.
Whatever. What did you say?
I'm sending Trace random shit on Discord now. I sent him a Pokemon card of a Smurf. Some blue dabba die.
And then he ate too many blueberries.
He ate too many blueberries. Blueberry overdose 200.
He ate too many blueberries.
Okay.
It doesn't even have flavor text.
No. Okay, I love
missed opportunity for flavor text.
Missed opportunity, truly. Okay. Number 3. Remember how I said that number 3 will shock you?
I'm ready to be shocked.
Number 3 is Charizard. There are 527 comments. People are mauling at this.
What? Is Charizard hate that much?
I don't understand this. Literally every of the top comment, like you can sort by most popular comments. The top comment, the most popular one, says, "Oh yeah, guys, Charizard is so awesome. He just Stealth Rock," and that's it. That's the full comment.
He just what?
It's basically like a 2-person conversation. Like, "Oh yeah, guys, Charizard's so awesome. He just," and then it gets interrupted by saying Stealth Rock.
Oh, because Charizard is fucking rock.
Charizard is 4 times weak to rock, yeah.
I get it. But come on, like there's a reason Charizard is still like a mainstay and competitive to this day. Like there's ways to get around it. I mean, okay, not a mainstay, but it's still, people still try to use it. And oh my god, in Galar with Gigantamax Charizard, horrible.
That's
shit.
fair.
Constantly used. Made me so angry. I hated Gigantamax Charizard. But
I do like sorting by newest comments though, because some of these you can tell are absolutely written by wild children. There's one that says, what? Charizard is weak? Red uses it, Leon uses it. I don't understand. I'm like, I don't think that's... You know what? Fair.
Fair. You know what?
Objectively, like, they are correct.
Objectively,
both Red and Leon use it. That's correct.
Everything that both Red and Leon use are amazing, I guess.
That's true. You're right.
Do they have any other overlapping Pokemon? I don't think they do.
I don't think so. I'm not too familiar with Leon's set. I don't know what they have.
So God, I don't know. I can't remember it either.
That's okay. We don't need to think about that. That could be a list for another day, like top 10 strongest trainers or something. But hey, who knows?
That's true. But also, like, oh my god, how fucking stupid was it for them to make the new Regions champion their ace Pokemon be Charizard?
Yeah, it really should have been just a regular Pokemon, like a new gen Pokemon.
Yeah, it should have been one of the new generation's Pokemon. Like that, you just can't do that. That's so stupid.
It was kind of dumb.
Stupid. All right.
Yeah.
Give me, is there any other funny comments? Because I feel like...
I mean, again, there are 527 of them, so there's probably some other funny ones. I just haven't found them yet. There's a lot of them that's just saying... Charizard's only viable strategy is to Belly Drum, which takes away half of its health. The Fragile Dragon already loses half its health just from entering the field in the presence of Stealth Rocks, which are always present. Losing 2 halves of your health means you're already dead. By looking at it this way, you can see that Charizard is literally suicide. I'm like, they're way overthinking this compared to the other Pokemon on this list.
I think these people are only playing singles.
I think so too. I think you're right. They are only playing singles because you primarily play doubles, right?
Yeah, doubles.
Or sorry, watch doubles.
I play and watch doubles.
Fair.
Screw you. But yeah, I mean, that's because doubles is the main format of the Pokemon video game when you go to competitive.
Yeah.
Like, it's been that way since Gen 3. So... yeah, and normally in those, you're not getting Stealth Rocks up because that's just a wasted turn in most cases. So yeah, this sounds like a bunch of baby little singles players that don't understand.
I do like this one comment. There's someone who came in to defend Charizard. It says, there's something mentally wrong with you people. Charizard is the most badass Pokemon in the game. Plus his Mega Evolution X makes him a Fire Dragon type. You can't hardly beat that. Plus, he is one of the first starters. And a lot of Pokemon are weak to rock. You all need two brains checked. Sometimes.
Interesting.
Sometimes the site scares me, y'all.
Why? Like, why? I don't know. Some people get way too heated about this.
They do.
I get it. If it's like your favorite Pokemon and it's there and it's like, oh, whatever. It's a non-serious little game. Okay.
It is. You're right.
People are just ranking little make-believe characters on the internet. Okay,
yeah.
Calm down.
Thankfully, number 2, though, on this list is one that I agree with, and it was not one that you guessed, and I'm a little surprised you didn't think about it.
Is it Magikarp?
It is not Magikarp.
What is it then?
Unknown. What do you think about Unknown, Trace? What are your thoughts on Unknown?
Unknown?
Unknown.
Yeah, unknown.
Yes. What are your thoughts? Did I say it differently?
You sounds like you're saying unown, like with a space in there. It's unknown.
I put space between my syllables sometimes. Okay.
Oh, whatever. Unknown.
Yes. You just did it there. You put a space between it. You said unknown.
Yeah.
That's what you were criticizing? Okay, whatever. Go ahead.
Because I'm making fun of you. Anyway, Unknown is, I think, one of the coolest Pokemon that they've ever made.
Oh, yeah, I think it's cool as hell. I think it's weak, though.
Here's another tangent. Oh, it's so fucking weak. Here's a tangent. When I was in, I want to say 4th grade, maybe 5th grade. I don't know. A lot of things happened in 5th grade for me, as like
That's fair.
everyone should understand if you listen to this podcast. I bring up 5th grade so many times. Anyway, we were in computer class and we were learning how to make PowerPoints. And so we had to make a presentation on something with a PowerPoint and present it to the class.
Okay.
My presentation was on how to write with unknown Pokemon.
Oh, okay. That is pretty sweet, though. That's pretty cute. You were an adorable 5th grader. As someone who did not know you in 5th grade, you seem like an adorable 5th grader.
I was a fucking nerd.
Yeah,
I should have been bullied.
Are you saying you weren't lucky?
Okay, I was bullied by like one kid named Troy. Fuck you, Troy.
Fuck Troy.
But then I got like too big and intimidating for people to bully me. So like,
that's fair. That's true. Like there's a level of fat where like people feel comfortable bullying you for being fat, and then there's a level of fat that's like, oh shit, this person could fuck me up.
Well, then I got tall.
That is also true.
I think that's what also like messed with people, is like I got tall. Anyway, so yeah, I taught my fellow students how to write in unknown with the explicit purpose of writing notes that teachers could not read.
Okay, but if you gave the presentation, that means the teacher knows it.
The one teacher, the rest of them don't.
Fair. Also, unknown is basically like you can look at it, and as long as you know English, you could probably understand what it says.
If you understand that those are actually letters.
That's
because
true.
A lot of times you look at them
if you
and
look
you're
at them,
like,
you have no clue that they're letters. Like I guess that
they're
makes
little
sense.
creatures.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it can be a little bit hard to read them if you don't understand. And also there's some of them that just make no sense. Like I think
that is true. Yeah, Q is a weird design.
It's like really weird, and then some of them can be a little bit like why that circle makes it a little bit difficult if you don't understand that. Oh, that's why, and that's the shape you should be looking for.
That's true. Yeah,
that can make it a little bit difficult. So it was like different enough that an outsider looking in could not directly read it, but someone who understood could easily pick it up to write with.
Makes
and that's
sense.
why I was like, we're gonna learn how to write with this.
We're gonna learn.
We never used it ever
because you were the only Pokemon nerd in that class.
Yeah, the rest of them were too busy thinking about cows and shit and stuff and things. So, like...
Yeah, I love thinking about cows. I just kind of drift away and think, moo.
I mean, like, this was a class... There were 4 other people in this class. Because this was, like, when I was going to, like, the super tiny school. Not a private school. Normally, when I say, oh, it had, like, 5 students, they're like, oh, a private school?
No.
Public school. Super fucking tiny. Yeah. Middle of nowhere. A bunch of farmers' kids. That's all it was. And there was 4 other kids in my class, and every single one of them except for one lived out on a farm, not even in the small town.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Fair. That is
and
wild.
the other kid, their mother was the school cook. So
that's gotta be fun though, actually. Hold on. That's pretty cool.
One time she came, like, for some, I don't even remember how it happened, but like she came back to our class and she's like, guys, don't eat the macaroni today.
Uh-oh.
And we're like, why? What's wrong with the macaroni? She's like, my mom was chopping up stuff and she cut her finger and bled all in the macaroni and she just scooped it out. Like,
oh no,
don't eat the macaroni. And thinking back on that, I'm like, holy shit, like that is so bad. She just scooped it out. Like, you would have to...
Thinking back on that, you trusted the word of a child.
Yeah, because she was my age and she was serious. She was like, she came in and she was just like, do not eat the macaroni today. Like, I was like,
Fair.
I was in the kitchen. I saw this. I am giving you guys a warning. Don't do this. Like, I saw my mom just cut her finger. And sure enough, like during the lunch line, her mom had a Band-Aid on her finger. Like,
I trust that her mom cut the finger and scooped stuff out of the macaroni. I think there may have been more that happened afterward in that they threw out that whole batch and got a new batch, as is legally required. But
I mean, knowing things I know about that school, they didn't always do things as was legally required.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair.
Like, I trust more that this person would be like, I don't want to make a whole other fucking batch of macaroni. I'm just going to scoop out the bits I can see blood in.
That does sound disgusting.
So.
Oh, that's scary. That's scary to think about. Anyway, moving
next.
back to the list. Number 1, the top weakest Pokemon.
What was number 2?
Unknown.
Right.
That was the whole thing we were talking about there.
Weird. Yeah, fucking Unknown, right. No, I love the lore of Unknown.
Unknown's fun. I do like it, yeah.
Like, there was a video I watched, probably by Loxton, Noggin, like, whatever. They're the ones who usually do, like, the really deep dive lore videos. That was, like, the Unknown were probably the 1,000 hands mentioned in Arceus's Pokédex that helped that Pokemon, like, create the universe or
that
something.
Makes sense.
And it's like, the reason they're letters is because, you know, when you read a book, you're creating a world in your mind, and it's just a world made of letters. So it's like, oh, the Unknown, that's their issue. Is like, it's a fictional world, so the entire world is just made out of letters you're reading on a screen. Whatever.
That's fair.
So really cool, interesting concept. They are weak as fuck for some reason.
They are really weak.
But
yeah.
every single one of them knows hidden power, which is like,
Same
it's got to be a
thing
nod
that every
to something.
Pokemon can know.
I think so, but like, not anymore, because they've gotten rid of that move. Hidden power no longer exists.
So what? Wait, what does Unknown do in modern games? Are they? Oh yeah, I forgot they don't exist in modern games.
Modern games. So, yeah, I mean, that had to be a nod to something, right? Well, maybe it is. Someone correct me in the comments. I think they may have put hidden power back into the game now.
Oh,
but it's not. But it's not one that every Pokemon can learn anymore.
Power Scarvi.
Like, it's
I'm
back
looking
in
it
the
up. I'm
code?
trying to find it.
Yeah, like, it's back in the code.
It's in the code, but it cannot be selected in a battle.
Exactly. Like, you can't, like, not, like, Pokemon can't learn it, but it's still in the code. So people are like, oh, they're preparing for, if they bring back the Unknown, that they will still have hidden power, but only they will know hidden power, and it's not going to be a universal thing anymore.
I like the description. It says in both Sword and Shield and Scarlet Violet, it says, this move can't be used. It's recommended that this move is forgotten. Once forgotten, this move can't be remembered. Interesting. Also, wait, it has a description for Pokemon Legends Arceus. Wait, it worked in Legends Arceus. I guess that makes sense. It was pretty essential to have Unknown in Legends Arceus.
Yeah. Well, because you had that whole, like, searching for them mini game thing.
Yeah.
Well, not a mini game. It was like a fetch quest. Would be the more accurate term.
Also, speaking of Legends, fucking Legends Z through A. Holy shit, I'm excited for that. I'm actually kind of hype.
Just call it Pokemon ZA. Pokemon Legends ZA.
Z through A. That's what it is.
ZA. Actually, one of the funniest fucking things I saw on Twitter was like bold move of Pokemon, and it was Pokemon Legends Zaza.
Zaza, let's go.
So you know what Zaza is, right?
No.
It's weed.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, but they're like Pokemon Legends Zaza, and I think that's funny.
That's the new Zygarde form.
Yeah.
You get Zygarde 1000%. He just gets. God, wait, are they gonna give Zygarde an origin form?
No,
I hope not.
I don't think so. It's gonna be different. Like, considering that it's not called Pokemon Legends Zygarde, I don't think Zygarde is going to be like the ultimate.
They gave Dialga and Palkia an origin form.
Yeah, but like,
and that was Arceus.
But that's that story. I think they're probably going to do something else. I wouldn't be surprised.
That's fair.
If they didn't give like the Legends maybe like a Mega form.
That's true. Yeah, it is very focused on Mega Evolution. You're right. What if they give every legendary Pokemon a Mega Evolution? How fucked would that be?
I was like, that may be a little too overboard.
But what if? Nintendo's done some weird shit before.
I do like creating a Kalos game right now. Yeah. But I do like that they're bringing back Mega in a game that is explicitly not for competitive, because the reason they had to move Mega is because it was too.
It was broken for competitive, but I like the idea of it.
I do also like the idea of torturing my Pokemon so that they're better. Because that's what Mega Evolution is. Anyone who reads the description of the Mega Pokemon realizes that the Pokemon that are Mega Evolved are in pain.
Yeah.
So
That is
and
funny,
if you
though.
didn't know that, I am sorry, but it's true. They are in pain when you're doing this to them. Sure,
So,
it's unlocked through friendship or
that's-
whatever.
What if that's the point? What if that's the whole purpose of Legends ZA is that they say, hey, here's all this like mega evolution that you have the capacity to, and like halfway through the game where they reveal that to you and say, hey, this shit's fucked.
I mean, that would be a great story. I don't think
That would be a
Pokemon's
great
gonna
story.
do that.
I don't know. I feel like they might.
I don't
They're
think so.
skipping Gen 5 for a reason. And Gen 5 story is all about like empathizing with Pokemon.
Yeah. Well, you know, we'll see.
We'll see. Anywho, moving on. Last Pokemon on the list. What is the number one weakest Pokemon? Trace, you know it.
Magikarp.
Yeah, it's Magikarp. I'm sorry, Trace. Literally, if everything you guessed, the only thing that was on here was Sunkern. And that was number 5. Are you there?
I've lost my touch.
Ah, hey, you know what? It happens. I'll give you, you know what? You want to go through 11 through 20? Just rapid fire, go through them one at a time, see what they are?
Yeah, go ahead.
Number 11 is Smeargle.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, Sketch is kind of bullshit.
Not really, because in competitive, Smeargle kind of fucked up some strategies for a while.
That's true, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the community looks at any Pokemon that has one move, and tries to like figure out what's going on.
Smeargle doesn't have only one move; it has every move.
That's like saying Metronome is every move.
No, it's not, because Sketch permanently copies it.
Is it? Oh, I forgot it is permanent. Okay, you're right.
It's permanent.
You're
like
right.
You keep that move forever.
I did not know that, actually. I thought it was only for the duration of that battle. My bad. Number 12 was Kricketot. And the first comment for this one, it says, I mean, it doesn't have a badass evolution like Magikarp. It's just a terrible Pokemon no matter how you spin that. Shut your fucking mouth.
goes whoop, whoop, whoop.
I was thinking about Diddly-Whoop earlier today, and I fucking love that.
Yeah, you shut your fucking mouth. You put some respect on Cricketoon's name.
Exactly. Number 13 is Azurill, which there's some debates on this one. This one's got 18 comments, which down in like anything below 10 usually doesn't have any comments at all.
And Azurill is the baby one, right?
Azurill is the baby one, yeah. It says Azurill may be weak, but it's not useless. You can actually teach it attacks from the TM, and if you treat it with love and care, you will see a powerful Azumarill emerge. Also, the only way to get Azurill is to breed... Yeah, I said what I said. The only way to get Azurill is to breed Marill or Azumarill, which means you'll likely get some sort of attack like Slam or Strength if you're smart with your Azumarill's TMs. And the Azu in that is in parentheses, so it's correct to pronounce it that way, Trace.
No, it's not.
I think if you just use Strength and Slam and always take it to the Poké Center, walk around with it everywhere with it, give it plenty of treats, you'll soon get a Marill, which learns Water Gun right away. I think that's sweet.
Azurill.
Number 14 is Geodude. No comments. There's zero elaboration on this one.
It's Geodude.
Shut the fuck up. All right, we're ending the podcast right now. Goodbye. We're not even getting number 15. Fuck you.
No! Give us 15.
Fine. It's Love Disc.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of hate for Love Disc. That makes sense.
I like this one comment that says Love Disc is terrible. It couldn't even one hit KO a Camerupt with Water Pulse if it was a critical hit and confuse it. Love Disc defines a bad Pokemon. It sucks more than Charizard. Yeah, that bad.
God, there's a whole subculture on this one.
I don't know why this site fucking hates Charizard so much.
Charizard for some reason.
It is wild for sure. They're going crazy. Good news is though, this list does have the ability to search the list. So if you give me a Pokemon, I can find where on the list they are. I think. So what Pokemon would you like me to find?
Regigigas.
Regigigas is number 56.
All right.
And let me see. There are some comments. There's 22 comments on this one. Ooh, he would be an amazingly powerful Pokemon if it weren't for Slow Start. Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the point, I think.
Yeah. Anywho, thank you all for watching. That's been this episode. I've been horrible at CTA, so Tracy, you want to do a CTA?
What the fuck is a CTA?
Like telling people like and subscribe and stuff, a call to action.
Oh, call to... Okay. Thank you so much for listening. Hopefully you all had a fantastic time. Great week. We'll see you all in 2 weeks. Please go ahead and leave us a like and a comment. Tell us what you think the most weakest Pokemon is.
The most weakest Pokemon. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, or just your favorite. If you just want to talk about that instead. Also, if you're listening to this in podcast form, leave us a review. We would really love that on wherever you're listening.
Yeah. And
subscribe.
Come to us on YouTube and then leave the comments in that video. That way we get double views or double the sense.
Exactly.
I don't know what this counts as. I'm half tempted to just end the video at you saying, "What the fuck is a CTA?" Because I do think that was funny. But no, I'm not going to. Thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of the day. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye.